and Vox. Yeah, there you go. So we do see a Vox being banned out, restricting the amount of carries that the side of Silverboom can get a hold on. So the side of Silverboom can ban out that Idris, the next meta carry. They do ban out that Idris indeed. And, you know, Celsior Esports at this point in time, they've got not a lot of options to go for. They can opt for that weapon adagio, which we've seen very often when all the meta carries are out, but they do settle for that Sky.
And that is true there. That with the Vox and Idris picked up, however, it's even limiting themselves even more. I'm surprised they went for the jungle pick second instead of going for a laner. And we do see the Celeste being picked up, which we saw used to great success in that previous matchup between Impunity and ASN. So I wonder what the side of Silver are going to be able to do with that as they follow up with a Kestrel. So it looks like we'll be seeing Kestrel in the lane, weapon power most likely, and Celeste in the jungle.
Yeah, this personally, I really hope that Celsior actually did pick up that Kestrel as first pick, because Kestrel is really just very strong at this point in time, and it's a very good flex pick as well. But I guess the side of Celsior Esports is not comfortable with playing on that Kestrel. We might be seeing, though, a mage being picked up as well, because honestly, they can. It is quite difficult to run double CP, but honestly, if they are going to settle for a laner right now, it just limiting themselves down to, say, that Ringo, which is a very good pick at this point in time. If not, then Weapon Glaive and Black Feather. Those are very good picks, and those are very good frontliners that can just jump on top of Kestrel, jump on top of Celeste, and just eliminate them immediately. And we do see a Black Feather being picked up for their weapon carry on the side of Celsior.
Well, I don't think that Black Feather is a bad pickup at all. It has very good synergy with the Lyra, with the Imperial Sigil, of course, going in. And into the late game, just being able to engage with that Arcane Passage as well. It's going to hopefully work out for them. However, they are going up against that power pick of Grace that we know has been banned out so much, and why it is a first pick for the side of Silver. And followed up by that, they have some good CC with the Celeste as well, being able to use that core collapse and just sit on the back line most likely after they get through those early stages of the jungle and level up fairly quickly. And then this Kestrel, even being weapon power, is going to have a lot of damage output here. So as much as I love the Sky pick, I'm not too sure. I'm a bit split between these two teams here.
Well, you say you're a bit split, but honestly, just looking at the team comms and the draft coming out from both teams, I must say the side of Celsior do have that little bit more advantage over the side of Silverboom, and only reason because Grace is not the tankiest roamer we know after Holy Shield is down. So if Grace will be frontlining and soaking up a lot of damage coming up from Sky and Black Feather, she might go down very quickly. If not, the side of the side of Celsior as well, they can just ignore Grace as the frontliner and just Suri strike into the backlines. If not, the Rose offensive into the backlines, immediately taking out the carries on the side of Silverboom. So I am with you. I personally am a little split myself, but I must say I edge towards the side of Celsior. I think they've got a much robust comp balance as well. They've got a frontliner like that of Black Feather that can put out a lot of damage, and of course they got the constant healing from level 1 all the way to level 8 when that healing is just overdriven and it's just insane. The burst heal from Lyra, if you build a little more health, can go up to say 500 or 600, whereas for Grace, if you hit your level 6 to have the Divine Intervention, your burst heal will be that of say 600 or so, or 400 plus when you have level 1 on your ultimate. Anyways, since the desk is split once again 50-50, so let's throw it over to our casters as we are jumping right into the folds right now and have them give us their 2 cents. Take it away.
Thank you, Luxuria. It's going to be very interesting to see which healer is coming out on top. I personally quite like the draft coming out from Silverboom. I think the double ranged, double poke comp will be a little bit easier to execute, because what Celsior have to do is they have to engage immediately before Kestrel and Celeste are allowed to poke. they have to immediately dive in with the Black Feather, with the Lyra, and pretty much delete one of the carries. Casting alongside me today is Azurai. So what do you think about it, Azurai?
Hey, I'm back, and I have to give it as well to, I would say, Silverboom here, because I really like the double poke, like you said. I think even though Luxuria did say that the Black Feather is going to be a good front line, there's, of course, the Lyra in the back line for the burst heal. I think the damage come level 8, once that Heliogenesis is overdriven, plus the I guess the natural spammability of the Glimmer shots from the Kestrel would be, I think, for me, too much to handle for Celsior Esports or Celsior.
Yeah, it will be quite tough. Grace has picked up a Dragon Blood contract, so I'll expect to see quite a lot of early invade, either in the lane to try and push Blackfeather away, or in the jungle. But we tend to see Grace invade the jungle solo quite a lot. They actually took the mid tree instead straight away, so Grace is going to be in lane, and everyone looks to rotate up. That's Shuriken, took his jungle at level 2, doesn't quite land the core collapse, so that will not be an engage from Silverboom. In fact, it almost is, even with a missed core collapse. So Blackfeather forced to back off.
And here comes Spiritfire, uses the forward barrage, goes in with the Surge Strike. Resonant Shuriken dangerously low here, but can they get the last shot? No! Oh my goodness, Glimmer shot to actually win the duel and net themselves that first blood.
Yeah, so very bad. Getting the Glimmer shots onto Sky, Spitfire, trying to dodge away, trying to hide behind the minions, but there weren't any minions to help him out. Hey, Sandy is there, quite low.
Oh, they're chasing him down? So bad, very bad, almost dead, but that clutch, holy Nova indeed. Pain Sandy going in with the benediction. Can he connect? Oh, that's not going to be the case though, but still, actually Retribution rather, but my goodness, that was a clutch Holy Nova.
That was Kestrel surviving with a slither of health, and Highest almost died to the minions actually, but got the Imperial Sigil up to stay alive. This is a big wave that Devil tried to fight under, and now it's fallen under the turret, so I think it was smart from Kestrel to try and fight it, and it was a really good turnaround once Grace came to give the Holy Shield, to get the stun onto Devil, and then they picked up the kill. So I think this is definitely a very good start for Silverboom. They're already 1k gold ahead.
Right.
They're going to go to the jungle on Spitfire.
Hang on, they're going to try to rotate aggressively against Celsior here. They already got the Trent. Devil going aggressive with the Black Feather, but there is the Retribution attacks coming in from Pain Sandy. Void Barrage from Spiritfire though, but he doesn't want to go overly aggressive because he was low on HP, and they can capitalize again from far away. This is the poke comp that Silverboom have built for themselves, getting them that 2-0. Yeah.
Blackfeather has to dive in, as he's been doing with that Pain of Heart, and he doesn't go too deep this time. Just going to poke out so very bad, and he will almost fall. Yes, he will.
He does.
Lyra gets it with the burst damage from that Imperial Sigil, so just make sure that they get the first kill on so very bad. And Devil's doing well to dive into the backline, but it's really hard because if Sky isn't immediately with you and Lyra can't be with you yet without that Arcane Passage,
hang on,
Devil's kind of out of position.
Tussle in the bottom side, Russian Shuriken going up against Spiritfire, but they're not gonna go overly committing onto each other. Russian Shuriken with the checkings on that Heliogenesis, almost connecting onto Devil, but nothing out of the ordinary too much, but alright, there you go.
Russian Shuriken's going to do a bit of poke with those Heliogenesis, going to not quite land them on Spitfire. Blackfeather is now rotating up, so they're 3v3 in lane. There could be a fight, but it's just going to be poked from both sides. Spiritfire's going to back off. He knows the Kestrel's there and doesn't want to get hit by those. The limit shots, Highest going a little bit low. Both teams don't really want to go in, but now Pain Sandy's going to go in as well.
Pain Sandy, aggressive as can be. Defensive bulwark to come out from high first, but almost actually eating a Glimmer shot to put him dangerously low on HP. Spiritfire's right here, but he is going to get greeted by Pain Sandy, who might have actually gone aggressive onto him, but that's going to be a no for the meantime. Spiritfire, though, goes in with the sideline of that forward barrage. Pain Sandy to capitalize, but no follow from Resin Shuriken is so bad, very bad. Still, though, the chip damage, the poke damage going heavily into the favor of Silverboom. High First doesn't have too much energy into his pocket. Series Strike aggressively. Active Cam for the back away. So bad, very low. But the damage, oh, if only had Rest and Shuriken, he is so far. No Solar Storm to capitalize. And, ooh, even I felt that one. My goodness, man. All right, so
they were all within.
Okay.
Sorry about that. They were all within one Solar Storm of death.
Yeah.
Every single hero, Spitfire, Devil, Highest, they all. If the Solar Storm had landed, it would have smashed onto all three of them, and Master Shuriken would have got an ace. But he's only level 5 now, picking up that level 6, using the Solar Storm. Not quite enough. So.
The Hail Mary Solar Storm.
Yeah, just maybe they were being greedy, taking the back. Devil's going to be engaged on it.
Engaged upon, but no catch for the meantime. Pain Sander will be spotting out a trap. Here comes Spitfire from the sidelines. They don't have the ultimate of the Black Feather just yet, but they don't need it because they got Spirit Fire damage for days, and they do take out the Kestrel. Man,
You get the 1 kill, a good death from above to zone out Kestrel, and then just so much damage to pick up the kill. Master Shuriken's going to try and defend this turret. I reckon he will be okay. Should just about be able to stop it falling.
Series Strike though.
No,
Are
just
they really gonna be able to keep themselves safe under turret?
They will. Spitfire just doing that to be aggressive and just be in the face of Celeste. Like, you know, I'm here. I could kill you if I want to, but I'm not going to because I'm nice. But I'm pretty sure.
Nice guy.
He doesn't want to dive too many turrets.
Yeah, but you do know what they say. Nice guys finish last. So maybe just this one, just this one time.
So Silver Boomer setting up the lane. Celeste still only level 7, but they're going to go in with that Dragonfly contract from Pain Sandy. And Celeste really has to be at the front of the fight to land those healer genesis onto Devil, which isn't the position he wants to be. And Master Shuriken going to be poked up.
Ooh, nice core collapse there, coming in from Ration Shuriken, but the follow-up from that Solar Storm was a little bit delayed, so he didn't get the maximum efficiency out of that one, but still good setup from Silver Boom, although they couldn't capitalize. Here comes Celsior. 3-man push into the lane. This might be the first turret that they do take, although that wave is pushing ever so slowly, so maybe not.
No, not quite. Silver Boom going to be all back. They did spot, they got vision on Kestrel porting home, so Kestrel managed to rotate back up the lane before anything could actually happen. Spitfire.
Oh, this could be bad. Lyra was actually caught off guard, but they actually turn it around with the help from Devil. The real offensive comes out, he goes in aggressive, and they will go under turret to find the last remaining person here. It's the Grace, Pain Sandy. Here comes High First. Who gets it? The turret. One more. High First. Will he be able to get it? Pain Sandy, are you that ballsy? He wants to, but
he got
Bulwark.
Shot.
That's not gonna connect.
Didn't connect to the Highest, but Highest survived with the sliver of health. Obviously, Master Shuriken could not use the Solar Storm as quickly as Kestrel could to get that one shot onto Highest. Not quite secure the kill, but Pain Sandy with the double kill. He gets the credit for it, but I'm pretty sure that was the turret doing all of the work. It's so hard to kill a Grace. She just has such high movement speed. She can just keep running away from you, and she gets a burst of movement speed when she lands a Holy Nova, which was extremely important to make sure that Black Feather died to turret first. Then Spitfire wanted a full barrage, couldn't find it, and turret got the sky as well. So from what was a great fight from Celsior, turned around to be a much more favourable fight from Silver Boom, thanks to that. Thanks to the turret, basically. And there's an infusion from Spitfire, so it's likely that he wants to fight.
There you go. There is already level 9 on Terras and Shirk. Genesis is up. Their poke is going to be a little bit more range efficient here. Spitfire with the Series Strike rather, uses the death from above, but actually doesn't connect onto anyone. Solar Storm dealing the damage. They're chasing him down. They want it. Can they get it? That's the question. Highest actually going for the body block. Will try to keep Devil alive for as long as possible. Pain Sandy taking all the pain from that forward barrage. But Celsior will survive. Live to fight for another day. They do have the Imperial Sigils coming out from Highest, so they have their regeneration here for the meantime. But you have to remember, this is the composition of Silver Boom. The poke is real. Devil going aggressive onto the sides. Uses the Rose offensive to actually be defensive. Another ultimate from from the sky, but it's not going to connect. And Silver Boom actually out-damaging and not taking any damage at all from Celsior.
Not taking much damage in return. Celeste did port home to pick up some items. Spitfire's going to go in.
Oh, can he survive? That's going to be a no. Little bit of mispositioning there from Silver Boom, and Celsior will capitalize. Look at that series strike from one wall to the other.
Now it's down to Rasen Shuriken trying to defend this tower. He's doing a good job. There's a Solar Storm. Wow, Rasen Shuriken showing the damage.
Heliogenesis with the core collapse. Can he do it? Can he win for it? The sidesteps. Devil not gonna survive, even though with the shield highest gets actually the heal from that Imperial Sigil. So the 1-for-1 trade without the turret, he actually defended quite well.
Yeah, well played from Rasen Shuriken, doing a lot of damage on the main Spitfire with the poke of Heliogenesis and a core collapse, and then once Blackfeather died, did just as much damage as he could. And Spitfire wants to go in to stop this turret in return. Kestrel's didn't get 4 more Glimmer shots, so won't be able to take this turret down. Kestrel makes it a little bit too early.
Backing away. There should be a 3-man defense already here. Celsior, there's gonna be the poke, the on point coming out from Devil just to thin out the waves here. At the same time, you can see Rasen Shuriken trying to get as much heals as he can, or rather items as he can. Is actually level 10 to the 11 of Spiritfire, so he's actually 1 level behind. But
there's definitely a lot of vision from Highest. He's managed to get 2 scout traps in the enemy jungle, whereas Pain Sandy hasn't picked up any yet. So that's really important for Celsior. They know exactly when Celeste is rotating up, they know when Celeste is taking her mid, and so it's really easy for them not to get caught out in lane, especially the Blackfeather, who's just now picked up an infusion. So there's Eve of Harvest Broken Myth on Celeste and Eve of Harvest Frostburn on Spitfire. So Celeste has more damage than Spitfire, but it is easier for Sky to land her poke, and this is going to be a tight falling. Good rotation from Silver Boom, and there's going to definitely be a fight.
There's going to be a fight into the lane. We see a 3v2 situation. Here comes Spitfire for the backstab. There could be Pain Sandy in a very bad position. He's actually caught off guard, but 3-man holding over. Can Silver Boom actually capitalize? Imperial Sigil keeping everybody from Celsior alive for as long as possible. Highest takes in a Heliogenesis, but he will be able to survive Rasen Shuriken in a 2v1. Can he do it? The series strike. So much mobility from Spiritfire, and that's going to be the ace for Celsior.
Triple kill for Spitfire, doing all the work on that Sky. They basically playing extremely well to dodge around the Heliogenesis that Celeste had. It was mainly Blackfeather that baited to Kestrel and took the basic attacks, because Devil was standing on top of an active camo trap, or standing right next to an active camo trap, so Kestrel was just waiting for Blackfeather to step forward. Then Kestrel did a trade 1-for-1 against Blackfeather, but then Spitfire was left alive, and we saw Celeste almost manage to outdamage Spitfire. But if this Sky can just Sui Strike and walk around the Helios, Celeste really has nothing except basic attacks. Even though they do scale with Crystal Power, have nowhere near as much damage as if you can land that Heliogenesis Supernova. I think Spitfire is going to have to carry on as he is, managing to one-shot. Not quite sure what that was for. They had vision on the tree, and so Kestrel went, oh, I'll snipe it, why not? There's actually an Echo on Grace.
Oh,
going to go in.
An aggressive passage just for the initiation, but is that more than enough for Celsior to capitalize on? I think that is. The Imperial Sigil giving so much heal, plus the Fountain as well, and only Pain Sandy to survive. This is not looking good at all for Silver Boom. And Celsior, there you go, Excelsior. That's how you do it. And they get themselves the second ace.
They do. That's going to be another turret and a gold mine going over to Celsior. It was really well played by Pain Sandy. Used the Fountain at the perfect time to keep Celeste from dying. Then used the Divine Intervention just barely to keep Celeste alive. Then echoed the Divine Intervention, but Celeste did fall before the second Divine Intervention could land. One shot, no steal, good block from Blackfeather. And so the mortal wound on Blackfeather is so important against this Grace with an Echo, because that's 3 heals that they're going to give onto Celeste. So they're not diving Kestrel at this point, they're diving Celeste, pick up that kill, then they're going to focus on Kestrel. So Rasen Shuriken is being healed up as much as possible by this Grace, but Blackfeather and Sky can just kill her through the heals. And that second, I think if the second Divine Intervention would have landed onto Celeste, that might have turned the fight in Silverboom's favour, and Mason Shokin could have done enough damage with Helios to pick up Spitfire first, then work on Black Feather.
Correct me if I'm wrong, there's no mortal wounds on the side of Silverboom, right?
No, there isn't. Kestrel is not going to pick one up, not going to pick up a Poison Shiv, because similar to Baron, you tend to do Glimmer Shots on Kestrel, which even though they do count as basic attacks, if you do 3 Glimmer Shots on the hero, they're almost dead immediately, so there's no point applying the Mortal Wound. And there's going to be a little bit of a poke. I reckon Silverboom are going to win this if they are allowed to poke freely. Nice Pure Sigil to keep Lyra healthy. And no heroes apply Mortal Wounds from Silverboom, so that heal, even though Grace has a larger heal than Lyra, Devil's going to go in. Notice is going to boots forwards and then back off. So even though Silverboom have a larger heal, Grace with the Echo does have a larger heal than Lyra. Lyra's heal will do more because there isn't a mortal wound applied to any of their members. So that's a really good decision from Blackfeather. And I wouldn't be surprised if Snowman Nomad's last item is a Poison Shiv, even though it doesn't work that well on Kestrel. It's just so important against the line.
Actually, I was thinking the same thing because like all of these clashes that Celsior have been winning just feels like it's because of Highest having so much heal that it goes a little bit, in my opinion, uncontested. But here we go. The fight breaks out. There's going to be the Death from Above coming in from the sky. She goes into the sidelines, puts out the forward barrage, but backs away immediately as Celsior was trying to reposition to be the front line, while their Highest and Devil were trying to be the front line for him. And Silverboom, nobody dead just yet. Lots of good setups from the Heliogenesis of Ras and Shuriken, but this could be the Kraken for Celsior.
Celsior did use the Fountain in that team fight. I think Highest may have accidentally pressed it, or may have thought that Spitfire was going to go a lot lower than he actually did. So the Fountain isn't up for another 30 seconds, so I highly doubt that they're going to go for Kraken, because if they try and take the Kraken, and then when it gets contested, a team fight breaks out, which very often happens when you try and take Kraken, the enemy will try and either steal it from you or just try and fight you. Celsior wouldn't have the Fountain and still doesn't have it for another 20 seconds. So it's just going to be Celsior backing off and waiting for that Fountain from Lyra, and I think Silverboom will be happy to not be engaged on. They want to poke, they want to let Celeste build up those broken mist stacks to build up the damage onto Spitfire. That's a one shot is landing, so Silverboom may want to go in. Kestrel's ready, and I think there's going to be a little bit of poke from both sides, but Silverboom are definitely going to win if they're allowed to poke this much in every team fight.
Couple more seconds for the Echo to actually come online for Pain Sandy. There it is. So she's going to be having that double ultimate to be used for the burst heals. Although there's a lot of vision for both of these teams, lots of flyers being bought out. So this Kraken is really a huge momentum shifter for both of these parties.
Yeah, it looks like Celsior just want to push the wave, but that's going to be a one shot. Good damage on Spitfire, but he's got an Imperial Sigil, will go back to full health. An ultimate for an A is quite the trade you want to be doing at this point in the game. The Silverboom is going to clear the wave, and I think Celsior could now try and take the Kraken because they're ready to fight if needs be. But they're actually going to camp, and they're just going to wait. The Celeste
nice timing though. They do know, but looking here, that's going to... Chasing down onto Ras and Shuriken. This Blackfeather is just so aggressive and not going to be pushed around by the damage of Silverboom. Looky here, one more left. Pain Sandy trying to do the best they can, but he's just the captain. He got no damage, and that's going to be another ace for Celsior. Third one, if I'm not mistaken, and they could immediately go for the push, or actually split. Yeah,
they're going to split the push, split fire, make sure this target goes down, and then we'll go and help us take the Kraken. It was a good fight, mainly from Devil, diving into Ras and Shuriken, and even though there was Divine Intervention and Fountain all used to try and keep Ras and Shuriken alive, it just wasn't enough. Devil with this Poison Shiv and Breaking Point, this has so much sustain with Lyra that if he gets into the fight and stays in the fight for a little bit, then that means he's going to easily be able to out-damage Ras and Shuriken, who has no defense. He's gone full glass cannon, with only a reflex lock, now picking up some weapon power defense, which makes sense. Only tier 1, but it will do quite a lot to help against Devil. Whereas Devil with a full Aegis and tier 2, coat of plates means that he can sustain much more than Celeste can. And once your Blackfeather's on top of the carry, Celeste has no abilities to run away except boots, and Blackfeather can just boots to keep up. So it's going to be Silverboom should be able to defend this Kraken reasonably well. It's going to have to be a good push from Celsior to stop this Kestrel Celeste bursting this Kraken down before he can get those 2 turrets.
The defense is on. Will they be able to deal with this sustained dive and poke composition of Celsior with the Kraken battering in onto the turrets? Or will Silverboom, well, turn gold and try to get the comebacks against Celsior? Could it be? They're not dealing as much damage as they would want to. Oh my goodness, so bad, very bad, caught out. Spitfire has to back away, but he only needs a second to heal back up, and this Kraken is still super healthy. His turret should go down momentarily here. Pius gonna go in aggressive, uses the passage, and here we go. Paint Sandy in the back line. It's gonna be so bad, very bad. The only damage dealer left. Can he actually do it? Devil is right here. This is a Black Feather, but that Kraken still hitting. The vein, it's already exposed. Hyas is right here. Paint Sandy is the only Grace left standing. He's actually just playing ring around the Rosie. And this shouldn't be. It's going to be GG. Game 1 into the hands of Celsior. Wow.
Hyas picking up the kill on Kestrel with an Imperial Sigil. If Hyas hadn't have done that, if Kestrel had stayed alive, that would have been an easy Kraken, an easy kill for Kestrel, and they would have not lost. Silverboom would have easily been able to turn that around, and Kestrel would have got a kill on Lyra, or at least kill Kraken, so that Lyra wouldn't have been able to take the vein. But Lyra just with the Imperial Sigil to get the kill, and obviously Black Feather can dive Celeste, we know that, and we know that Black Feather will be able to kill Celeste when he gets on top of her. With Sky as well, the Celeste really had no chance to be able to use that Eve of Harvest, to use the Divine Intervention to sustain, because there was too much damage coming out from Devil and Spitfire. So healing isn't that useful unless you either have the damage to kill them.